Brand tier list 2026. Same as last year, we are here to review brands. We're doing a tier list, but we are scoring it like we're back in school. A+ all the way down to F. And we're rating it based on the year that we feel like these different brands have had. Might be a few more brands than last year, a few new ones, might be a few ones that we've taken out because we're just simply not really interested. We're rating it on the years that we feel like these brands have had, or just if we don't feel like they've had a very interesting year, or if I don't have anything to say, just my overall feelings on the brand overall. And guys, remember, it's my opinion. Don't base your buying decisions on any of these brands on what I say. This video is purely a bit of fun, okay? Should we get into it?
And if we miss any out, drop them in the comments.
Good point, Terry. If we miss any out, drop them in the comments. Also, I'd like to know what you think. So, first brand, Bell & Ross. We've got a complicated relationship with Bell & Ross. They had a great release this year. Absolutely banger release in the BR05 36mm. We both loved it, but they've also had some stinky releases. So honestly, I'm actually gonna nice Bell & Ross. That BR05 36mm was beautiful, so I'm actually gonna I'm gonna put them in C. They've had some stinky releases based on my preferences, but that one release has done wonders for them. So I'm gonna put them in C. Positive. It's a passing grade, you know? Longines has had some great releases as well. For example, the Spirit Flyback Chronograph. I mean, it's going to be on the next episode of Time to Unwind with Watch Gecko. Chris, the awkward horologist, talks about it. Beautiful watch. They've had some great releases. It's got to be a B for Longines. Still don't like a lot of their releases, but I feel like they're just getting more and more interesting, personally. Grand Seiko, I mean, they've released one of my new Grail watches, the UFA. They released the first edition of the UFA, which had a micro adjust and has, well, the ultra fine accuracy movement, 20 seconds a year. Then they released the second version with the purple dial that got rid of the micro adjust and making it an objectively worse watch. I mean, what's the point in that, guys? So, Grand Seiko, I just love it so much. I'm basing my opinion of the whole year on the UFA. It's not going to be an A+. I'm going to give them an A. What about Tag Heuer? Now, Tag Heuer, like the new F1 Solograph, is crap. I'm sorry, but it's got so much wrong with it. I'm going to put Tag Heuer in D, below Bell & Ross. I just don't like the new F1s. I don't think I've ever really liked the F1. It's just tacky. The new ones are just plastic tat, and it's too expensive. Like what, £1,300? Oh. Moving on, Richard Mille. I mean, what have Richard Mille done that's that interesting? They've worked with Lewis Hamilton. Honestly, Richard Mille. The longer I'm in the industry, the less I'm interested in Richard Mille, in all honesty. So I'm actually giving Richard Mille an E. Now, Vacheron Constantin. They've had a great year. The new Steel 222 was amazing. They've just had some great releases, some amazing complicated releases. I mean, where else can I put them? But I'm gonna put them in A, actually. Not A+, but I'm gonna give them A. Yes?
I think it's important to add context to this tier list and say you've been hands-on with a lot of these watches.
I have been
watches and wonders.
I have.
So anybody in the comments who says, how can you rate these without being hands-on? Yeah. George has.
Well, and even a lot of the watches I wasn't hands-on with, I still was able to look at and do all of these things with. So I was at Watches and Wonders, so I have seen a lot of these new releases from a lot of these brands. Obviously not ones like Richard Mille or Jacob & Co. or brands like that. But a lot of these brands I have been hands-on with or seen. So am I credible? Does that give me credibility? No, but it gives me enough to speak about. Next up is Nomos. Now where am I going to put Nomos, Terry?
I think I'm going to put them in A. But I think you're going to want to put them in A+.
No, I'm going to put them in A+. Specifically because of the World Timer. Don't forget, the World Timer came out this year. That's a 10mm thick, £4,000, 100-meter water-resistant World Timer watch that's so simple and easy to use. Just the World Timer was my favourite watch of Watches and Wonders. And for that reason, Nomos gets an A+. Okay?
And let's not forget the gold.
The gold Tanganta is beautiful. I like Nomos a lot, but that World Timer won the year for me. Girard-Perregaux. I think Girard-Perregaux have also had a great year, to be honest. I'm not going to give them a fantastic year, but they're going to go in a B. Specifically that Laureato, that mixed metal anniversary Laureato, and that sage green dial. They've just been banging out some beautiful Laureato references, and I have to respect them for that. So, yeah. What has Hamilton done that's that interesting this year? They stuck a power reserve on the dial of some khaki fields, and that's all that springs to mind, in all honesty. They've made a new hideous Call of Duty tie-in watch. So now it just feels like Hamilton is now Swatch's collaboration brand. They're the big corporate shill brand who they do collaborations with and tack on to big budget like Call of Duty and these things. So Hamilton, in all honesty, is going in E. They have some fabulous watches, but what they're becoming is of no interest to me at the moment. Whilst we're on the subject of goddamn collaborations, where are you, Casio? I'm going to do Casio now, okay? And I'm going to be bloody contentious here. Casio, I love you, okay? Let's be honest. You make some fabulous watches. In the past, as a meme, I've always put you in A+. But you keep doing these crappy collaborations, like Essential C collaboration and stuff. I don't give a toss. So, Casio, you've been bumped down to a D. You still make fabulous watches, but I just don't give a crap about collaborations. They really don't interest me. What do you think about that, Terry?
See you in February, Casio, in Snowdon.
Yeah, see you in February, Casio. But these collaborations really don't interest me.
They're boring.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone cares.
Tissot, to be honest, it's a whole lot of nothing as well. It's just been more PRXs. That's all they've done. A bunch of PRXs, new 38, which looks really nice. That sage green dial looks fabulous. And can we also not forget the Datejust ripoff? It's a whole bunch of inoffensive releases. That's what Tissot does the best. What do Jacob & Co make other than hideous diamond-covered at this point? They make some technically incredible watches, like the Godfather Music Box one and the Oil Rig one and a ton of Astronomias, but it seems like recently they really have just been leaning more into let's make a thing covered in as many diamonds as possible to crank up the price. So in all honesty, Jacob & Co can go in F. It's about as far away from my type of watch as is possible. Grashut Original, I can't really name you much that Grashut Original have done this year. I've already named watches from almost every brand that we've bought up here, but didn't name any Richard Milles, but they're all just reference numbers. I'm crap with reference numbers, but Grashut Original, to be honest, I really like them. I'm going to put them in C. For me, they're sort of a brand that exists. They make some beautiful stuff, but they never really cut through a lot for me, and so I'm going to put them in the middle just as a sort of safe bet, because I don't know what else to say, Terry. And now Zenith. Zenith, they're another brand that I really don't know what to say about them. They've had their white Surfer Time and Tide collab. That was very cool, even though it looks like it was built for a Persian nightclub owner. They made a lapis dial triple calendar El Primero, which just added inexplicably thousands of pounds onto the price of that watch. They also had a Defy Diver or something, which again, far too expensive and actually a little bit ugly. So Zenith just feels like it feels like it's going down the Hublot for people who aren't quite ready to have that little taste. It's like Hublot light. Technically, far and away superior to Hublot, and I still love the Chronomaster and the overall El Primero line, but the Defy line, at the very least, just feels like it's becoming Hublot for people who just have a bit too much taste for Hublot, but not quite as enough taste to get an El Primero. So Zenith, I like the Defies, but you're ruining it. So Zenith's going in D.
They had a good 2024, 2025, not quite as impressive.
Fears. Now, full transparency, I did work for Fears last year, but they've been on a tear this year. They've released some absolutely spectacular watches. For example, the Gimlet. The Gimlet, the Manhattan, and the Mimosa, my favourite of which is the Gimlet, one of my favourite watches of the year. 100% absolutely exceptional watch, and I don't think anything else in the industry captured the industry and the imagination of the industry quite so much, especially a piece limited to 200. And also they've had the Barleycorn Plum Jump Hour, they've had just so many incredible pieces this year. It feels like, for me, the only real miss was the new Redcliffe Extreme or whatever. Every single other thing has just been banger after banger after banger. So honestly, Fears, I have to put in A+. Am I being contentious here? Now, to the other end of the scale, Swatch. 2 words, Beaver Moon. So Swatch, F. 2 words, Beaver Moon. So Swatch, I will put you in E the day a volcano erupts in Iceland. Deal? Cool. Watch your local weather app for updates. Hublot. It's Hublot, isn't it? Apparently they are starting to use zenith movements. So props for that. Props for that. I still don't like any of your designs, but because of your decision to start using zenith movements and stuff within LVMH, I'm not going to give you an F, Hublot. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm actually going to give you an E. You're going the right way if you start using better movements. Seiko just keep doing like vintage reissues within the diver line and stuff. They have made some really cool Presage watches as well, some smaller ladies pieces within that line, but in all honesty, they're just doing a whole lot of nothing.
They released a Pepsi this year, didn't they?
They released an official Pepsi collab, which just doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. Inverted colours to the Rolex Pepsi. Woo! Do I care? Not really. It was sort of fun, but so Seiko, I love Seiko to bits, so I'm not going to put them too low because it's my list, and I can be biased because it's my list. But Seiko are getting a D. Panerai, I don't like Panerai. That's personal preference. Panerai are a very cool brand worn by some of the coolest, manliest men in history. Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very cool brand. Very rich history as well, with the Italian Navy. Very rich filmography too. But they're just not for me, and that's okay. So unknot your knickers. You know who you are. Panerai are just... they're going in D as well. They don't make anything too offensive for me, but they're not on the same level as Hublot. And to be honest, seeing Hamilton and Hublot side by side makes me feel bad for Hamilton. But who cares? It's done now.
I want to like Panerai, but it's those crown guards.
They do make some very cool like radio mirrors and stuff.
Very expensive as well.
They are very expensive. And every single Panerai I've ever tried on, I just haven't liked it. But you know, real men wear Panerai. Real men wear whatever the they want, guys. FP Journe, it's FP Journe, isn't it? I mean, I can't really say much about FP Journe. Am I their clientele? Hell no. Could I tell you a single thing that they've released this year? Hell no. But I like FP Journe, so I'm just going to give my opinion of the brand overall. If I had FP Journe money, would I buy an FP Journe? Go out right now and buy one. They would not be at the top of my list. So for that reason, I am going to put FP Journe in B. I'd rather go out and buy a Vacheron, if I'm being honest, because I'm a basic I accept that. But FP Journe is still amazing. Piaget are another brand I simply can't tell you what they've worked on this year. Piaget Polo, however, is sort of the poor man's boring Nautilus. I've got to say that. They do keep releasing some very cool, very, 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 very thin... are they Alpina watches or something? I don't know. Altiplano. Piaget Altiplano collection continues to astound me with how thin it gets every single year. God knows how they do it. So Piaget, I'm going to give you a C actually. You're just cool. Omega, that is a hard question. Omega continues to disappoint me, and then every so often they make some absolutely insane, stunning watch. Was the first Omega in space this year? Was that last year? Because the first Omega in Space was a killer release, but I feel like they just haven't captured me at all this year, really. Every single watch had some reason to sort of just turn me off. Whether it was too thick, whether it was the pricing was just retarded, like with all of them, to be honest. Like that new turquoise dial ceramic bezel Aquaterra. What was the pricing on that? I can't even remember how much extra you were paying for a ceramic bezel. I think it was like £600. They make fabulous watches, but their whole strategy, their whole lineup just makes no sense to me at this point. And again, that's entirely personal. Still love a lot of your watches. I would still love a Speedmaster one day. Honest to God, I would. I still believe the Omega Speedmaster Professional with the 3861 movement is a nigh on perfect watch, but I just don't understand you as much as I once did. So Omega is going in D. Breitling have also had some really cool releases this year, but also some releases I'm not overly keen on. For example, the Woman's Premiere. It's just a weird release, that, to be honest. Breitling are going to go in C. I still love them, but it remains to be seen where they go in future, because with the resurrection of Universal Genève, I think I'm really, really excited to see what Breitling and their brand umbrella has in store. At the moment, they're in C, but that's because of personal opinion and the fact I'm a big fan of the brand. Rolex. Now, Rolex, my favourite releases from Rolex this year were 100, 1 million, 1,000, 1 trillion, billion, quadrillion %, those new pastel dial Oyster Perpetuals. Those colours are amazing. And also the new slight case redesigns, as well as the new lacquer matte dials on all the Oyster Perpetuals other than the silver. Honestly, incredible work there, Rolex. Still not a big fan of the Land Dweller. Do I still need to get hands-on with it? Yes, I've seen it in person, but not tried it on and been hands-on. I've heard it wears beautifully and the bracelet is excellent, but I just don't like the dial design. I think they need to get rid of the 6 and 9, replace it with batons all the way around the dial, and they'd be on with a winner. Or keep the indexes as is and get rid of the hexagons. At the moment, they're doing too much. You're doing too much, and the name makes no sense. But technically it is fabulous. So Rolex, because of the new movement you introduced with the Land Dweller, if it didn't have the new movement, I'd probably be putting you in D or E. But because of all the Oyster Perpetuals, as well as that new movement technology and stuff, I am actually going to put you in B. Please give me a Rolex Explorer 36mm. Frank Muller. I don't think Frank Muller have actually been relevant in a long time, so Frank Muller are going in E. That's all I'm going to say about them. I have no opinions on Frank Muller, and honestly, we should probably just take them out. Bye-bye, Frank Muller. A Lange & Söhne, they had the new 34mm Saxonia. Stunning watch, beautiful. I love it. It has touched my wrist, and oh my god, it was beautiful. But also, they had one of my favourite releases of the whole year, the new Honey Gold Odysseus, Terry. So Lange, I'm putting you in A, because you are a stunning brand. I'm stuck. Don't know where to put Patek Philippe. They did improve the cubitus this year with the smaller sizes. So Patek Philippe actually improving the cubitus. It's a much nicer watch now. And also last year, you did piss me off. You might realise that. I put you, I think, in F last year because of Thierry Stern's comments. But I'm going to put that behind us. The past is the past. So this year, Patek Philippe, I'm going to put you in E. No. No, I'm actually going to put you in C. I still love you. I still prefer Vacheron and Lange and even Girard-Perregaux and stuff. But you still make some incredible watches. And I still love every single time I get hands-on with your watches. But there's something about you as a brand that just simply doesn't speak to me. And at the end of the day, this is based on my overall opinion of the brand, from incredible and would buy right now if I had the money, to dog shit. Tudor have been at their best this year when they haven't been doing these annoying collaborations like the V-carb ones, the cycling editions, all of that stuff. That's when they've been at their best. Tudor, I have sort of fallen out of love with a bit. I still love a lot of their releases, but I just feel like they've sort of lost it since they did the pink chrono, because they've just realised that limited editions and stuff are a good way to drum up hype and they sell. But the new 36mm Ranger is also amazing. I've tried it on. It's so nice. And the new colour Terry is incredible. So Tudor, I may have fallen out of love with you a bit, but I'm going to pop you the very highest level of C. You're verging on B. You're verging on B. Actually, no, I'm going to put you in B. I don't think you've done anything properly egregious this year. So yeah, you're going in B. Frederic Constant. Now, Frederic Constant have done amazingly. They've done a perpetual calendar this year, I'm pretty sure. Or was that last year? We're going to say it was this year. But Frederic Constant, they've become a proper player. There's nothing else I can say to take that away from them. They're a proper player within the watch industry. They've got some serious horological credentials at this point, doing some beautiful stone dials, some beautiful, serious complications, like the perpetual calendar I mentioned. And they're a pretty great price. So I really can't knock Frederic Constant. They're actually going in B. They're going in B. A couple years ago, they would have been in E or D. Last year, probably. But having seen them at Watches and Wonders and got hands on and seeing the stuff that they're doing, they've earned my respect. Zodiac, the best watch brand that Fossil Group make. Terry, I'm really sorry, but I really don't give a Zodiac. Or anything that they're making, so I'm going to put them in D.
That's okay, because they just seem to be releasing different variants of the
Seawolf
over and over again.
Yeah, it's just different Seawolves over and over and over again.
I want to see them do something.
Do something. Just poke it. Just come on, do something technically interesting. Stop changing the colours and the Parmigiani. I feel like most of what they've done this year that sticks in my mind, at least, that I found interesting has been Tonda related. And even though that sounds really boring, every single one is beautiful and nigh on perfect, I have to say. Parmigiani just know how to do simplicity right. They also know how to do complicated right. They are prime example of Italian understated extravagance. And I love it. So Parmigiani, you're going... I think you've actually earned A. Parmigiani, I was in Harrods the other week, got hands-on with a Tonda. Unbelievable.
Stunning watches.
Yeah, honestly. They're
absolutely stunning.
The more I see the Tondas and stuff, they don't hold their value at all. They struggle to sell them, but I don't care.
Have you seen the green perpetual?
Terry, I'm trying to record a video. Stop trying to make me hard. Moser, I would actually get a Moser over a Parmigiani. Or Grand Seiko. So I have to put Moser in A. They are just so much fun, and yet they are still so understated and so simple. I love them. I love them to bits. Blancpain, I mean, you've had some beautiful 50 fathom, like a beautiful smaller size 50 fathoms you released this year. Pretty sure you released the 38mm 50 fathoms. Haven't got hands on with it, but everything I've seen, it looks beautiful and incredible, and I want it. That might be my dream dive watch now. That might be the one dive watch I would choose over any other dive watch on earth. A 38mm classic style 50 fathoms with the domed bezel. You are speaking my language here, okay? So Blancpain, I'm actually going on a bit of a tear here, Terry. They're going in A as well. Blancpain, yes. Rado, honestly don't give a Rado. So Rado's going in E. Now, Studio Underdog, I'm not going to put in A+, and I'm not going to put in... Actually, I'm not going to put you in B. I'm going to put Studio Underdog in A. I don't feel like Studio Underdog's released the interesting mainline watches that Fears have, or Nomos. They've had the amazing collaborations, like the Caviar. Champagne and Caviar was beautiful. They've done a bunch of other really cool collaborations. Even their watch with Sartori Billard. Incredible that they did this year. Gimlet and the Cocktail Collection, obviously the best thing they did this year, in my humble opinion. But I would love to see some more, a new watch, in all honesty. I feel like it's been quite a while since we actually saw something properly new from them. And as of today, Studio Underdogs just bought Horologium. Horologium is the watch assembly workshop in the UK. They do everything, well, they do everything for Bowcroft, they do everything for Clements. Their biggest client by far is Studio Underdog. Apparently Horologium have the capacity to do like 1,500 watches a month. And Studio Underdogs just bought them. They've bought everything in-house. They are now an in-house manufacturer or assembler in the UK. So Studio Underdog, they're doing some big stuff for the British watch industry. So I am going to put you in A, but next year maybe you could go in A+ by releasing a new mainline release. Farah, the Integra, really cool watch. Terry's going to have a fight with their marketing manager over his thoughts on the Integra. Bring on Red Bar.
I'm not backing down.
Yeah, Terry's not backing down. I don't agree with him, but I'll be in his corner because that's what friends are for. So Farah have had some really cool watch releases this year. To be honest, the Integra is not for me, and there's not a problem with that. It's a very good, very nice watch. So Farah are going B. Christopher Ward have had some bangers this year, absolute bangers. The Loco, incredible watch. Even the Reef on the other end of things, really, really cool watch. That new Lumiere Bel Canto, incredible. The new Bel Canto bracelet, entirely redesigned titanium consort bracelet, really, really cool. The Christopher Ward 660 is one of my favourite releases of all this year, but the last video that we've put out on this channel was the Jump Hour review. That was one large miss for me this year. Incredible lineup this year, but in all honesty, Christopher Ward are not going in A+. They are going in A because they've had... They're not going top end of A, they're actually going bottom end. I feel like they've had stronger lineups in previous years. 660 I absolutely love. The 660 is a watch I would buy, in all honesty, specifically in the white dial. Love that watch. But the Jump Hour, I feel like it didn't spend enough time in the oven. It felt a bit rushed. It probably wasn't rushed. They probably spent ages agonizing over every detail, but it feels rushed because it has big issues that were easily preventable just by someone sense checking it. So they just feel like a brand that's trying to do too much at the moment. So they don't get to the top level. Love their output, just slow it down, make things as good as they can be.
I think they do need to slow it down. They release too many watches.
Yeah, they do need to slow it down. Citizen make some really, really cool watches. We don't talk about them nearly enough on this channel, but there's not a lot I can tell you about their release lineup this year. So Citizen are going to sit middle of the pack. They're going to go C. I like them. I would wear their watches 1,101,000%. Just they're going to go middle of the pack. IWC, love IWC. Terry has an IWC, and again, really nice lineup this year. That new 35mm pink, red, gold Ingenieur, that was all monotone, absolutely incredible. Do you remember that from the Watches and Wonders video?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous watch. So very top end of B for IWC. For me, they can sometimes feel a little bit soulless, but they still make some absolutely banging output, and I love them to bits. Creedor, couldn't tell you a single thing Creedor have released this year. Love Creedor, but they're going into C as well. They don't get time in the spotlight, and I love them. The Ishi 2, for example, is one of the coolest, most beautiful, most perfect watches I've ever seen, but can't tell you about what they've been up to. AP, really excited to see them at Watches and Wonders next year, but they had some really cool sort of anniversary watches this year, which, would you believe it, were all based around the Royal Oak and the Code 1159. Would you believe it? It's the only two watches they make. Really? Other than the offshore. Even that is a Royal Oak offshore. So it has the Royal Oak company done things that are very interesting? No, but I still love them. So I'm going to put them next to Patek Philippe because I love AP, but they just haven't had the most interesting year. Bremont have had a much better year this year. Is it perfect? No, I still don't like a lot of their output. I'm yet to be sold on their new Jump Hours, in all honesty. We'll be getting one in for review at some point in the new year. They've had a much better year. The new Altitude collection is excellent, so they've earned a much higher place. So in all honesty, Bremont, they're going to go in C. Actually no, I'm going to put them in B. The reason I'm going to put them in B over C, I'm going to give them a special prize, okay? And that prize has bumped them up a category because I'm going to give them the most improved prize. Pretend it's its own special category. They've had the most improvement. I love Bremont. I want to see them succeed. Can I put them in A or A+? Absolutely not. Should they be in C? Abso-bloody-lutely. Maybe even lower. But I'm gonna give them special dispensation because it's my list and I can do what I like for being the most improved. Didn't like their output last year. Absolutely not. But the Altitude collection has been a massive improvement. The new Meteor is great. So I think that's fair, don't you?
I think that's fair. The Meteor is a stunning watch. If you put a little bit black tape over where the
Still
logo
not keen on the logo, but the Meteor's brilliant and they're getting bumped up with a special most improved prize. Breguet, I mean, they won the Aiguille d'Or at the GPHG. They've also just done that second a day accurate magnetic pivot movement. It's honestly incredible brand. I don't think Breguet could have had a much better year. So honestly, I'm putting Breguet in A+. It's great to see a brand with so much heritage finally doing such interesting things. They've been left in the doldrums for so long, and I'm so happy that they're sort of back. So Breguet, A+. Cartier, not a big fan of their new jump power, but that new tank automatic in the solid gold is honestly incredible. So Cartier, you're going in A. I love your new tank precious metal automatic. It's beautiful. Chopard, they just keep making Alpine Eagles, and my issue with the Alpine Eagle is they made a pink one, and with the lines that go into the centre, it looks like a butthole, Terry.
It does look a bit like a butthole, doesn't it?
The pink Alpine Eagle just looks like a butthole. That's my biggest issue with Chopard, so I'm going to put them in C. LU Chopard would be in A, and Chopard's normal output would probably be in D, but I'm evening that out at C. JLC, I love you JLC, and I'm glad you did that price decrease. And actually, I'm going to put you in B, specifically because I just remembered that new Salmon Dial Master Ultra Thin Moon. Incredible. Even just the normal Master Ultra Thin, absolutely insane watch. And that new Rose Gold Reverso that you released this year on that beautiful Milanese, one of the most beautiful watches at Watches and Wonders. So in all honesty, JLC, I'm actually you're gonna go in A. I've been really nice. There's more brands in A and C than there are anywhere else. And Oris, I love you, but you're going in D. You've had some really cool watches this year, but you're just not my cup of tea, to be honest. And that Miss Piggy, I'm punishing you specifically for the Miss Piggy because what were you thinking? The Miss Piggy, after the Kermit being so cool, the Miss Piggy was such a big miss. So despite the rest of your really cool output this year, I'm punishing you specifically for that one crime against humanity that you call a watch. Okay? So, yeah. Miss Piggy earns Oris a D. And guys, that was my brand tier list. Terry, if you could move one brand to another place, what would you do? I'm going to let you do it. One brand to another place.
My only brand that I would put in A+ this year, I'd be a lot more brutal than you. Can you guess what it is?
I can't.
Begins with a P.
Parmigiani.
Yes.
You'd put them in A+?
I put them in A+.
Okay, guys, we're doing it. A+. And what is one brand you would put in F?
Farah.
You'd put them in F.
Drop them down, George.
Okay.
Drop them down.
I just made this rule and I'm instantly regretting it. James Farah, if you're watching, I'm so sorry, but I made this rule and now Terry's just put you in F. Oh my God. So Farah have changed to an F because Terry's now got beef. And and Parmigiani have gone up to A+. Incredible. Well done, Terry. Good job.
See you Sunday, James.
See you Sunday, James. Fight, fight, fight. Incredible. Right, guys, what do you think? Do you like this video? Do you dislike this video? Do you hate me and my list? Let us know down in the comments. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button, support the channel directly, just like everyone on screen did now, because they are amazing. They are the best people in the world, and you are also amazing if you watch this far into the video, so thank you very much, and watch yourselves.